I can go be a
Okay,
little
family. Welcome to Magnus Crystal's Pyramids. This is now a live broadcast. Please forgive us for the technical hiccups. So, Brother Abdullah El Talib Sleep Bay, it's your show.
Thank you, brother. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Push Monday with Abdullah El Talib Mosi Bay on Magnus Crystal's Pyramids YouTube and Moroccan Post Media YouTube. Welcome. I have a dynamic, wonderful guest with us. We have Queen Nina Womack, Los Angeles-based global entrepreneur, cultural innovator, and development advocate. Crown Development Queen in Ghana, honorary chiefess in Nigeria. Powerful powerful for sustainable social, over 2 decades of experience curating African arts and culture. Child actor, model to executive roles at BET's Directors Circle Film Works, founder of Transmedia 360, and an entertainment production and sports marketing firm with offices in Los Angeles and Lagos, Nigeria. So those who are joining us, hit that like button. Let people know that we're live. We apologize for the technical difficulty, but thank you for staying with us. Let people know that we're on, and share the link to your various social media platforms. If you are a newcomer and have not subscribed to the program, we're live on both 2 platforms, Moroccan Post Media YouTube, as well as the Magnus Crystal's Pyramids YouTube. So if you're on either platform, subscribe and hit the like button. So across the screen, we'll be rolling for the next 2 hours. My website, just getting my books, go to my website. We have Queen Mother Nina Womack with us today. Today's title is Getting to Our Roots. Returning to our roots. Thank you. Returning to our roots. Tell us, before you go into the topic, give us some more background about yourself.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me here, Brother Abdullah. I'm honored. I always respect and admire your work, and so I thank you for having me on the show. Hello, everybody. I'm Queen Mother Nina Womack, a native from South Los Angeles, California. I am an African American or Black American, however, the word is interchangeable to me. But I was born in South LA. I was a child actor and a print model. And I grew up in the Hollywood industry and was influenced by the white media as far as the images that I was exposed to as a child. I remember one of my favorite, I used to idolize Shirley Temple. I don't know if you guys remember her, but
I remember her. I used to watch her a lot.
These little blonde curls, and I would just be so mesmerized by Shirley Temple singing On the Good Ship, Lollipop, and so forth. And then I would see her sidekicks, her friends, which were these black pickaninnies, and their hair was looking all crazy with braids every which way, and they could barely speak proper English. And I remember being 5 and 6, like, why does the little blind girl seem so intelligent and have everything together, but then these black children, her friends, they look like they really don't have any kind of intelligence or anything. I'm thinking this as a small child. And then I remember the movie Roots when I was about 12 years old or so, and that made a huge impact on my perception of being a Black child and Black culture, because I saw people being abused and misused. I saw Kunta Kinte and so many in Roots who was very submissive to the white European slave masters. And so, and then growing up in the hood, we always hear about, oh, we have gangs, we got the Bloods and the Crips and we got crack cocaine and all of that stuff. So it wasn't like anything exciting growing up in the hood or growing up as a Black child, because it was such negative images and negative messages that was sent about our culture, that was sent out there. So fast forward, when I was in my mid-20s, I enrolled in college to get my degree in theater because I had always been in entertainment. And I went to sign up with a history class so I could get my degree at some point. And so I signed up, and they had American history. They had offered like 6 different classes in one semester of American history. And every single class was filled up, Brother Abdullah. I could not enroll in American history. And I was extremely disappointed and talked to my college counselor. Well, what can I do, to fill my history requirement? So she suggested that there's one class that would count, which is African American history or Black history studies. And so I hadn't really heard of it, but I decided to take the class. And I remember walking in on the first day of class and nothing was filled up. I mean, the chairs, it was like 30 something, 40 something chairs. Almost all of them were empty except 13 chairs. And I'm in the class, but that was the class that changed my whole entire life. My Professor Ely, is an excellent Black studies teacher, and he taught us back to the beginning of ancient Africa. We had to learn and write essays and reports on the ancient empires of Africa, like Mali and Ghana and Songhai, and we had to learn about who Mansa Musa was, and who Crispus Attucks was, and all of these pioneers. Who John Brown was with his revolt, and Nat Turner. I could go. I got so much information, and then I had to read the African arts and culture. And can you guys hear me? Somebody is saying it's a little choppy. Libra King.
Let me go to the chat. Continue. Sorry, comments.
He said the
Yeah, Libra King, the platform is that might be on it. See it on still a little choppy as Libra King. Yes, it is. DuPont. Check your anyone else is still. This is an example. Platform sounds sharp as Libra. Just me. Oh, yes. So you do sound a thing.
Maybe I can, because I went on my Facebook Live. I wonder if I disconnect from my Facebook Live, if that would make it less choppy. I'm not sure. Well, I think I clicked off now.
I mean, you clicked off. What about now, y'all? Continue talking.
So, so anyway, after study, can you guys
do
hear me
you're
better,
fading. I'm fading in and out. Well, I'm not going to be doing most of the talking. I'm not going to be doing most of the talking anyway. What about Queen Nina? What about Queen Nina? DuPont. Yeah, the focus is Queen Nina. Is she fine? DuPont. Don't worry about me, because she's gonna be doing most of the talking. So yes means, is she fine? A Look, continue to talk. You have to continue talking so he can hear you.
Anyway, so after getting this Pan-African education and graduating from school, then that set me on a journey of Pan-Africanism. And so I used my cultural skills, my art.
Oh, he's right. Just a little choppy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Going out is that? Yeah, yeah, do that. Why don't you do that? Why don't you go out and I'll just I'll hold it down. All right. Yeah, she's gonna go out and come back in. Brother Hank, you hear me? Brother Hank. Hank. All right, peace, everyone. Just waiting for Sister Nina to come back on. We had reports that it's just choppy. Going across the screen is my website, mooresandmasonry.org. Anyone interested in getting my books, go to my website, mooresandmasonry.org for Moores and Masonry Part 1, Moores and Masonry Part 2, Howard Venus and Monroe, Etymology Vocabulary, Etymology Vocabulary Supplementary 1, and the Illuminati and the Illumination of the Mind. Go to mooresandmasonry.org. If you haven't, let people know that we're live. You haven't hit the subscribe button, please do so. We'll broadcast live on 2 channels. This one, Moroccan Post Media YouTube, and the Magnet Crystal Pyramid YouTube page. Brother Hank, and you right, going to have to go in. All right, peace, everyone. I would have to come back because I have to get Hank's attention. Right, all right, great. Right on. All right, so so you can just continue, Queen, and then yes, and then I'll listen, look at the comments while you continue talking.
Yes, I was just giving a shout out to my daughter in Ghana.
Oh, I see, beautiful, my beautiful Queen Nina Ikua Gold.
Nana, yeah.
Nana Ikua Gold. Welcome, Nana Ikua Gold.
She's checking in from Ghana.
All right, checking in from Ghana, all the way from Ghana. Right on. Good. The audio is, so that means the audio is what? You got to be more clear. The audio, that doesn't sell us anything. I can only assume though. I don't want to assume anything. All right, you continue. Continue, Nina. On stage. I don't know that. All right, you hear me? What's going on? You don't hear me? Are you frozen? She's frozen. Brother Hank. The audio. All right, just wait for it. Queen Nina to come back on. She ended up freezing there. And so she'll be joining us back. So once again, y'all, let people know that we're on live and direct. Really appreciate your patience this evening. She backstage, y'all, Hank? Brother Hank. All right. She's not backstage yet. She ended up freezing, Hank. She had to.
Yeah, she's not backstage, bro. Apologies to the audience.
All right, she's trying to get back.
As soon as she come back on, stuff this technology is just acting up on this full moon night. This is a full moon.
Yeah.
I don't know what family. If you know what house this full moon is in, please share it with us because
I don't know what house is in.
This is some interesting energy on a full moon night, man. Let me check right now. Let's see.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, full moon. Excellent night for people to put their crystals out. Full moon in Taurus. October 6th.
Full moon Taurus.
So it's definitely a time for you to put her right now, brother. She's not in the back. She's not backstage yet.
Yeah, she's trying to get back on. Yeah, she's trying because she ended up freezing, so she had to go out.
Yeah, it had to be on her end. So
yeah, because I'm good on this end.
And thanks, John Smith. He says his Wi-Fi been flopping all day.
All right, see. All right, so we all. Few more minutes.
Yeah, so hold it down.
All right. Yeah, stand by, brother. I'm gonna need you until she gets back. I'm gonna need you on standby, brother. Just in case. Yeah, just keep looking out.
I'll stay backstage and I'll keep an
stay
eye
back. Yes.
All right.
Peace out. All right. All right. Yeah, so I thank y'all for being patient this evening. We usually don't have this type of technical difficulty. All right, great. All right, she's back. And live in color.
You would not believe the challenges we've had. You ready for this one too? On top of what we just went through, all of a sudden, my internet just glitched out. It just shut out, and so it took a minute for them to.
Yeah, you had to turn it off and turn it back. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, so I think we're back.
Yep, you're good. So continue talking, and I'll keep a monitor on the comments.
Yeah. Okay. So somebody said it could be a Wi-Fi connection. Yep, that's what happened.
Yeah. And other people, Hank said other people have had problems.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The moon is the full moon in Taurus.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. So back to what I was saying, that it was the that really enlightened me and gave me a sense of self-pride and cultural identity, because I found out that my ancestral roots went beyond just being that my ancestors were slaves here in Virginia down south, but that it went back even further. So what I did is a couple of years ago, I wanted to find out what my ancestral roots really was beyond just Virginia. And so I took a DNA test, and you guys, DNA testing is being used nowadays for multiple reasons, and it can help with identifying any kind of health diseases you might have, heart, heart ailments or different things like that from your ancestors, from the generations that lived before you. And it also gives you a broader perspective of who you really are. What is your genetic makeup? So I took my DNA test with the ancestry.com, which is called the autosomal DNA test. And so I took a little saliva and put it in this tube and mailed it to them. And then they took about 6 weeks to give me the results of my test. And it turned out that I have, I'm pretty towards the sub-Saharan African side, but I'm about 56% or so from sub-Saharan Africa, which is from Nigeria. My ancestors are from Ghana, also Togo and Cameroon. And then it showed that I had about 2% of Eastern African Bantu in my DNA. And then the other 40 something percent is from Europe, from Scotland and Ireland. And that matches up with my family's slave history that was told to us orally, that we were owned by some Scottish slave masters that came to the Americas. And actually they were not to brag, or I don't know if it's good or bad, but they were actually one of the largest slaveholder families here in the South. They owned over 20,000, 30,000 slaves and had multiple plantations across Virginia and Mississippi and so forth. So that part is deep. But I found out that my history goes beyond just slavery in America, that actually, my ancestors came from sub-Saharan Africa and a little bit from the Bantu, the Kenya, Uganda region. So that also reinforced my cultural identity, where I felt a sense of self-pride knowing who I am as an African American. I am of African heritage, and so I'm proud to say that. And what I have done now is reconnected with those roots. I started about the time when COVID hit, everybody was on WhatsApp communicating, and I got on WhatsApp and I just started connecting with different Africans, throughout the continent. I was connecting with people in Ghana and people in Nigeria and all across. And then next thing I know, in 2019, a chief who I was communicating with in Ghana asked me if I would be interested in flying to Ghana and being installed as a development queen in their community. And basically, a development queen is a traditional royal figure, an African leader that is responsible. It's usually a female, and it could be a male. You have a development king or a development queen, and we're responsible for community development, the socioeconomic development of that community. And so I am so honored to be, my stool name is Nana Ajiwa Akweziwa the First of Akumfi Asacher in the central region of Ghana. And then in last year in 2024, I traveled to Nigeria, and they made me a chief, a Igbo chief in a whole entire state called Imo State. So there's a reason why the ancestors have appointed me in these leadership roles. I didn't pay for it. I didn't ask for it. It just happened organically. And I know it's because of my call to bring forth this generational healing. I know a lot of us as African Americans identify as foundational Black Americans. We have so many labels that we put on ourselves trying to find out our own cultural identity, we have the movement of the Moors, and and I have studied that. I understand uh where you guys are coming from as far as your belief and your cultural identity as Moors, but we're out here trying to find out where exactly do we fit in. We're indigenous to America. I have to say, with the based on the evidence and genealogy that I've done, that I'm not indigenous to America. My DNA test does not show that I have any Native American ancestry. And brother Abdullah, this is funny because my family here, my mom always told us as Black people that we're a little bit Indian. And I was told that I'm Blackfoot and Cherokee Indian. And all my life I went around telling people, I'm Black, I'm African, but I don't know where, and I'm European, but I don't know where, but and I'm Blackfoot and Cherokee Indian. And so I've always told people that, and then come to do my DNA test, I don't even have a half a percent of Native American ancestry at all. So this is something that we, want to hold on to every other culture and come up with every other reason of our cultural identity, except who some of us truly are. We're Africans. Our roots is from Africa. I have proof of that my roots are from Africa. So I'm saying, let's all figure out who we truly are instead of making up what we hope to be or what we wish we could be. But let's look at the evidence of who we truly are and return to those roots. If it is Native American, if it's African, if it's Asian, or wherever, just knowing who your roots are through DNA testing can really make you whole. Someone said, can't trust DNA testing. Results show they are for entertainment only. I beg to differ with that, because DNA testing is showing who murdered who, whose child is who. People are reconnecting with their fathers, with their mothers through DNA testing. So it's not for entertainment purposes only. It is being used as evidence of whose child is who, and so forth, or who committed a crime. So, and it also, DNA testing is being used in the health sector. It's showing people about diseases that they had, diseases that they may be exposed to from their ancestors. So if we don't do that DNA testing, if we don't know our ancestral heritage, and maybe our fifth great grandfather carried sickle cell anemia, sickle cell disease, and that's probably why we have sickle cell. If we don't know this information, then then we may not be able to get the help and the support that we need to be able to be whole and to be healthy. So we are disconnected from our roots, and I'm saying, let's go back and find out where we really come from. If you guys notice, if you've been seeing on social media, there are people, celebrities like Sierra, also Ludacris just found out that his DNA is from Senegal, no, from Gambia. So he's now bought a home in Gambia. Sierra she just got her citizenship in Senegal, I think it was. She found out her African heritage. And so people now are identifying with their cultural roots and returning to where their ancestors truly came from. Asking the colonizers to tell you who you are will never work. All tribes didn't give samples, but more tribes are giving samples. Right now, there is up to, I think, about 1 million Africans that they have tested through DNA. And so, yes, they do need more to be able to have more of an accurate picture. Like now, my DNA test can show me the regions my ancestors came from. Like I came from the Ghana area, in the Nigeria area, but it's not pinpointing exactly, and it's saying that I'm with the Nigerian ancestry, that I'm probably mostly Igbo or from the Isan tribe, which is Edo people. But again, as we get more advanced in DNA testing, we will know more. So with understanding the trauma that we hold in our DNA, I want to discuss something which is called the post-traumatic slave syndrome. And this was written by Dr. Joy DeGraw. She wrote this book, Post Traumatic Slave Syndrome. And basically, what it is she's saying from scientific research that, people who have PTSD, post traumatic stress disorder, that post traumatic slave syndrome is very similar. It shares the same symptoms, but it is a class of a group of people. It's a collective that is suffering from this post-traumatic stress disorder. And some of the symptoms of PTSD can be like anger issues, high agitation, paranoia, depression, abuse of alcohol and drugs. And if we look at some of the symptoms that we experience here as Black Americans, and again, I'm from South LA, so I've been in the hood my whole entire life, so I do know the some of the issues that some of our people face when it comes to anger and fear of people judging them and different things like that. And of course, we've had alcoholism and drug abuse in our communities, as well as like the Native Americans have too, because they're traumatized. So that's basically what post-traumatic slave syndrome is. And again, this DNA testing helps us understand the epigenetics, our genetics, through research. There's been a lot of studies with Holocaust survivors that they experience these same symptoms, with depression, with anger, having different confused feelings, but they're on the upswing of becoming whole because they have a lot of support and focus from the governments to give, reparations to them. I was surprised to learn a couple of years back, I found out that the U.S. government pays the Holocaust survivors here in the U.S. Monthly reparations, like support. And I can't help but wonder why that we as Black people, why can't we get any kind of reparative justice? And so we do need, we need that reparative justice as well, so we can put this, our traumas, what we went through, what our ancestors went through during the slave trade, just put it to rest. So that is very important to understand the scientific evidence of epigenetics and how it affects you. Again, the studies show, like, say, for example, if you have a fear of something and you don't understand why you have this fear, like you could have a fear of water or a fear of spiders that you don't know exactly where it's coming from. Well, that may have been an ancestor of yours that drowned in the water, and the memory is still, that epigenetic memory is still in your cells. So that is why you have an aversion or a fear towards water, because of something that your ancestor went through. And again, this is documented. This isn't me just saying it. You can do the research and look it up yourself. You want to read some of the comments, brother Abdullah, before I go on?
Yes, we had to come up. A couple came up. Let me go back to yes.
Yeah, it was called, I do know the name. It was called the cable line, but everybody knows it as Africa, so that's why I use Africa. Thank you.
All right, so that you address that. All right, so you address that comment. That was from Juicy's tribe. She mentioned that. All right. Yusef Kawate Il, because you have a nationality, to get reparations.
Well,
I think because you need And nationality to get reparations, I think.
I mean, I don't know if that's a question or not, but I'll let you know what's going on in
Yeah,
California.
he has question marks. That's,
Okay.
yeah, I'm trying to understand it myself.
Don't
Is it coming up on your end?
do worry about it. I Googled her.
Yeah, you see, yeah, you see, don't.
Don't worry about it. I Googled her and know who she is now. Um, so,
Are you
so
talking, about the doctor, Dr.
oh,
Joyce?
Dr. Joy DeGruy,
Yeah,
yeah,
the group. All right. Mm-hmm.
DEGRUW, DeGruy. I can't pronounce it, but read that post-traumatic slave syndrome. And then as far as the nationality, you know what's going on in America as well as in the US, but if you can prove that you are a descendant of slavery, then you will be entitled to reparations if they ever pass it. And I have gone back, you know, I've done with my DNA test and finding out where I am from Africa. I have also done my genealogy research, and I have a lot of documentation that shows a whole family history of slaves. All my great grandfather was not a slave because slave was abolished then, but my great great grandfather was a slave. My great great grandfather, it goes back 5 or 6 generations. They were all farm laborers in Virginia, and then all the women, my great grandmothers and so forth, were housekeepers. And so yeah, you combine that, then I have over abundant amount of proof about my that I'm a slave descendant, so I'm definitely entitled to reparations. Now I want to talk about the different types of genetic DNA testing you could get. So again, DNA is just a biological roadmap that shows us who we are, you know, who our roots are. um Virginia law made Virginia Indians, Negro, and colored. Yeah, well, when I looked at my family records who were slaves, some of them, it said, you know, I saw the different changes. It was black, then they were called, some of my grandparents were mulattoes. You know, I guess I would be classified as a mulatto, but I'm not. All my both my parents and so forth are all African Americans.
Yeah.
Um,
Can I say something? Yeah. The Plecker. I forget his first name. Plecker. From 1880 on the records on the census. Plecker. The Plecker plan.
okay.
Where they had us classified in the United States Census, and for a 10-year period, it was Indian. From in 1880, it was Indian. And then you see with the Plecker plan, it was 10 years later, 1890, colored.
Okay,
Yeah.
but
So I just,
we
as far as that concerned, I was just, for those who were not, as far as the record, that was in Virginia. That was in Virginia, what Hank brought up, and that was the name is Plecker. I forget his first name, and that was a plan to renaming. That was part of the renaming or removal of the cultural identity process even further. And the reason that was done, there are treaties. You have the J Treaty, just to give the J Treaty of 1795, the Treaty of the Commerce, Admiralty, Commerce, and Navigation Treaty between the United States and Great Britain. And so their protections and benefits. And so what they were doing was remove by renaming with that Plecker plan from 1890 from Indian to color, was to remove the treaty protections and benefits. That was that, and also the what's the name? It'll come to me. $5 Indian. The $5 Indian.
Brother Abdul, let me say
Yeah,
something about
yeah.
that though, and I will look that up, Plecker, who you're talking about. But I have the records right here on my computer of my great grandparents and on and on and on. Back to I've been able to pull the records from like 1810 or 1800. None of them say Indian, not one. Every last one is either black, mulatto, or colored. That's all I have been able to identify. So I don't know, exactly where you're speaking from, that who was labeled as an Indian, because I have the records of my family and that wasn't, there's nowhere anything about.
I wasn't talking to talk about your family in particular. I was just talking about a plan. Oh, and because Hank brought up Virginia, that Plecker was part of that, of dealing that their protection, their rights under the Jay Treaty between Great Britain and United States, and that was to remove those rights. That was part of renaming the people, and that was that the Plecker plan was. It happened in a 10-year period when, in the census, in the United States Census, 1880, you see Indians in rows and rows, and then in 18, the same people, same names. You see colored. That's all I was saying. I'm not. I can't speak on what you're saying about 1820. I'm just speaking of just giving some context of Hank's question about Virginia. That's what I was doing. That's something that I know, and I was just presenting referring to some documentary references. That's all I was doing.
I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah.
And I'm just saying that maybe with the records that you have looked at, but not every black person was classified as an Indian, because I have the documents. None of my family's records say that. They all say black or Negro or colored or mulatto. That was all I have found.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I have no evidence to show that I'm Native American, that I'm Indian, none of that. I can only go by the evidence that I have. Greetings, brother Pata. So anyway, I want to go through the DNA is our biological roadmap. Again, it's being used as criminal evidence. If it was just entertainment purposes only, they would not be putting people in prison after doing DNA testing on them. Uh, so I don't know. So you have to study a little bit more about that. But DNA unlocks our personal history. It connects us with who we are. And the different types of testing is called autosomal DNA. And that's what I took. And this reveals your complete ancestral story, showing all your different family lines. Like I saw mine was from Africa, from Europe, and then over to the Americas. So that's basically what it does. It gives you and the way that they identify that is they match your genetic code up with other people in other parts of the world. So if your genetic code matches someone in East Africa or in England or whatever, and you guys share the same type of genetic makeup, your chromosomes and so forth, then that's how they're able to determine and say, okay, most likely your ancestors came from this community. It's not an exact percentage because it's still developing and growing when it comes to genealogy research, but it gives you a good estimation that, hey, if you have the same, if you have this same genetic makeup as someone on this side of the world, then more than likely that's your tribe, that's your family people. And that's okay. You don't have to trust it, but I'm just sharing my story and what worked for me and what worked for a lot of other people. Because like right now in Chicago, you guys, you can look this up online. Chicago is actually giving out free DNA test kits to African Americans in Chicago so they can return to their roots and understand where they're coming from. So another significant law, an act declaring the Negro, mulatto, and Indian slave to be real estate, which treated enslaved Indians. Yeah, enslaved Indians share a very similar journey as African Americans. But so I take the autosomal test. Then there's another test that is for men, which is called the Y-DNA. And this traces your direct paternal line. So it follows back to like an unbroken chain of your father's father back hundreds and hundreds of centuries. You could go back. So it really shows you your ancient paternal origins. And women cannot take the Y test. That's only Y-DNA is for men only. And then for women, we can take what's called the mtDNA test, MT, and that follows your direct maternal line. So it connects you to your chain of mothers who carried your mitochondrial DNA through time. So you can also, I think men can take the mtDNA to find out about their maternal line, but women cannot take the Y-DNA. That's only for men. One of the earliest Virginia statutes that explicitly grouped Native Americans with Africans, Indians, and other servants, Negroes, was passed. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So the continent is calling us. And what I would like to discuss, what I want to bring up is why, as African Americans, as Black Americans, as Moors, however you want to identify yourself, what is so wrong with reconnecting with Africans? What is so wrong with developing a relationship with Africans? The Chinese people do it. The Lebanese people do it. They have businesses. They have all kinds of operations, the development that they're doing in Africa. Why are we so afraid and so like that's the worst thing in the world to connect back to Africa and to have a relationship? And this is what I really ask myself, like, because I see again that epigenetic trauma. If we look at our history and we were told and made fun of, like I shared when I was a child, how I was ashamed of being associated with African American, Black, because of the negative media portrayals depicting us as ignorant and less than human beings. Why are we still holding on to that trauma that we don't want to associate with Africans? They don't like us. We don't like them. We're not African. We're indigenous to Americas. Ask yourself, what is that all about? Why do you have such a problem with associating with Africa, which is really an advanced, beautiful culture that was colonized, just like we were colonized? And I think that this is a time for us to really unite and reconnect back to those roots. Understand. Let me break some other things down to you. During the transatlantic slave trade, the white slave masters took the best of the best out of Africa and brought them to North and South America and Caribbean and so forth. They brought the best agriculturalists. They took the best rice farmers from Sierra Leone and from the Gambia, and they brought them here. And the U.S., mainly South Carolina, became the largest rice producing state in the U.S. And they got that because they brought Africans here to grow the rice for them. Our watermelon is indigenous from Africa. The slaves brought those here, and that's why we are eating watermelons to this day. Black-eyed peas, which is called cowpeas in Africa. Black people love, right here in America, our soul food. We love some black-eyed peas. That is an African crop that came from the motherland. Okra, we eat okra in gumbo. Okra comes from the motherland. That is indigenous to Africa. And we have several other crops that are indigenous to Africa. And so we need to understand and embrace their influence on the world, on global Africa, including us, They influenced us. Our dances, our manners of speech, our some of our cultural foods with the stews and the gumbos. That's how they cook in Africa. So we, instead of disconnecting, why can't we unite and come together? Now we, as Black Americans, as Moors, as African Americans, again, however you want to identify in the US, we need to learn to love ourselves. And part of loving ourselves is also having love for Africa, because that's our roots. That is where we come from. And if you do your DNA test, you would find that out too. But if you don't do your DNA test, then yeah, you won't know where exactly from Africa you come from. But we have Spike Lee. Spike Lee now is an ambassador to encourage the African diaspora to repatriate to Benin. I mentioned Sierra. Now she just got citizenship in Benin. We have Ludacris that has citizenship in Gambia. A lot of diaspora is repatriating and going back to Ghana. Even if you don't, and also Nigeria, but even if you don't want to move to Africa, again, you could do business with Africans. You could develop friendships with Africans. So, why can't you? Why is this such an aversion to anything that is associated with Africa, which is called xenophobia? Xenophobia is a hatred towards African people, towards Black people. And I want us to be able to heal, past that self-hatred. Because when you hate Africa, you're really hating on yourself, because you are a part of Africa. Now, I do want to say this that's important, is that we have now, because of the history of the slave trade and them, bringing us here, and then now we've been living in America for generations, we do have our own culture. I realize that we have built our own culture, which is a mix of African culture, it's a mix of European culture, some Spanish and French, all of that mixed together. We are a mixture of that, so I feel blessed and honored to now stand in my own power as an African American woman, as a descendant of Africa, that I have my own culture that I learned from South LA, that I learned when I visit my family from Virginia and can eat greens and macaroni and cheese and fried chicken. Like, that is my culture and I'm proud of it. I love it. My R&B, my hip hop, my crystals, So the continent is calling us to look back, just be a friend, reconnect, learn about African history. That's what I do here in Los Angeles, is I put on African festivals and teach about drumming and our history and what generational trauma is, and how we can really just love ourselves, love our African selves, as well as our Native American selves, for you guys who want to identify as Native American or Moors or whatever, but let's not leave Africa out. So the fruits, 5 pillars of wholeness, is a strengthened identity. How can you strengthen your identity? And I'm saying through reconnection and understanding your true roots of who you really are, your genetic makeup code. And then also, wholeness is a deep belonging, feeling like you fit in. Again, why here I am, I grew up in South LA and I traveled to Africa, and now they've made me a royal, a traditional leader. They have embraced me as one of their own, and honored me with these titles. So Africans want us to come back. They want us to return and build with them. These are fallacies. These are rumors. When we hear Africans don't like us, they don't want us, there may be some, just like there's some African Americans that don't like Africans. There's always a mix. So yes, okay, Botanical said their DNA ethnicity results shows that you're 90% Nigerian. All right, great.
Queen Mother,
Yes.
I just want to clear up something.
Yeah. Mhm.
Those who are making comments. They're conscious Moors like myself, Hank, and those who are making comments. Don't hate our brothers and sisters or dislike. Don't dislike our brothers and sisters from the continent of Africa. When you're taught that this is our land, and you're, looking at the stone heads and the mask and the figurines and, with broad lips and thick nose, and you do that research that we're native to this land. It's not that those who are making these comments are not coming from the perspective of hating. All right. It's now embracing, because we were brought up, as I was, and those who, making the comments, that we came from Africa. You know what I mean? And then you find out, so they're just, so they're, what they're doing is it's not a hate. It's like, when we're stripped of the knowledge of who we are, and they're just trying to make the claim to the land rights, make the claim that we're autochthonous and native and indigenous to this land. So that's where they're coming from. They're not coming from a hate perspective. I know that there are others, unconscious Moors, who may do that because of the movies and that they see, television. But those who are making these comments are not coming from that perspective of hate. There's no hate. There's no dislike at all. It's an embracing the fact that they know that we are indigenous, autochthonous, aboriginal to this land. That's where they're coming from.
But I'm not. Like I said, evidence doesn't show that I am. Albert.
Oh, no, I was just addressing the hate comment. That's all. I was just addressing hate or dislike comment. That's all I was doing.
Okay. Yeah. No worries. Albert L., I deal with Africans every day. Every single day I'm on WhatsApp talking to them. All of them refer to themselves as Black. So I don't know if you deal with Africans every day, but I deal with it. I go to Africa every year since 2018. They all refer to themselves as Black people. So just to open your eyes there, they do call themselves Black.
No, I think, no, I know what Albert is saying is politically. He's talking. I'm not disputing what you're saying, Queen Nina. I'm not disputing what you're saying. I'm not disputing that out of their mouth, they say Black. I'm not disputing that. I'm talking. Albert is referring politically, nationality he's talking nationality in a political and legal framework, and a political and legal framework. In their constitution written out, they have a Bakino Mokinabe, Senegalese. He's coming from that perspective. He's not disputing that they won't say Black out of their mouth, but politically speaking, they're not listed as Black, even in the census, even in United States Census. And I'll send this to you. In United States Census, when they have the race, they have Black as a race. And they have Nigerian, they have other, and they have a box. Somebody from Nigerian would on the race, they'll write in Nigerian. And I'll send that to you. That's where Albert's coming from. That's where he's coming from.
He said they don't call themselves Black.
No, but I'm just clearing up. I know him. So I can, I'll say I know him personally. I just was clearing up what he means.
Because the Africans that I deal with on a daily basis, they look at themselves. If you are a brown skin or with curly hair or whatever, they look at themselves as Black. They are Black Africans. Then you have the North Africans or the Boers from South Africa, the white ones that moved from Denmark. They look at them as white Africans. So they do refer, and very proud to be Black and to be very melanated.
Now, yeah, we're clear on what you're saying. We're not disputing that you heard them out of their mouth saying that. I'm not disputing that. We was talking about the political. We're talking about the political designation of nationality. That's all. Yeah,
Okay.
I can't dispute you. I can't dispute that they said that out of his mouth, not disputing. But what it was making what's clear is the political identification of a nationality on record, even in their constitution, the people of Senegal. In the Senegalese constitution, they have people of Senegal. That is what I was talking about. You're talking from a social position of you having one-on-one conversation. We're not disputing that. I was not disputing that.
Okay. All right. So back to the 5 pillars of wholeness. So we've got how to strengthen your identity, and then feeling a deep sense of belonging to a global family, and that's global Africa. Then you have innate resilience, realizing that our ancestors survived a lot, and they are resilient, and that resilience lives in us. We are here to this day thriving and doing whatever we do because of our ancestors' resilience, that we're here today. And then also it gives you a stronger sense of purpose, a clear purpose, understanding who you are in your entirety. And again, you cannot really know who you are in your entirety if you haven't done DNA testing along with genealogy research to get a whole picture of who you truly are. So I encourage you guys to look within yourself, look back in Sankofa, the Sankofa bird in Ghana. We look back to our past in order to look forward and move into the future. So by embracing the wisdom of our ancestors, we heal not only ourselves, but we heal the future of generations to come. And in closing, I just want to say, and then I'll take questions and comments, but the African Union, if you guys are familiar with the AU, is they created, I think this was like, I want to say maybe 10 or 20 years ago. It was a little while ago, that they created what is called the sixth region of Africa, and that is us, the African diaspora. So they have 5 regions on the continent, and then we're considered the sixth region. And so they invite the African Union, which is made up of all African presidential leaders. They are inviting the African diaspora, which is us, the sixth region, to come back home, to build relationships with them. They have, an abundance of arable land that we can do agriculture on, we could build businesses on. I'm already involved in some of that and working with African communities on certain businesses. Again, instead of the separation and the division, let's look at the opportunities. Just like companies do outsourcing to other countries because it may be less expensive to get things accomplished, to hire people or whatever. It's the same thing like with Africa. Their economy, of course, is not as developed as ours. So you could get someone to help you with computers or whatever your business may be at a much less expensive price than you would pay hiring somebody here in the US. So I directed a music video while I was in Los Angeles, and I directed and produced the music video in Nigeria, all remote. I picked my crew in Nigeria. I checked out their work. I asked people that I have relationships with. They referred people to me, and I was able to direct and produce a music video at a fraction, I would say maybe 1/4 of the cost that it would have cost me to do here in Los Angeles. I didn't have that kind of money here in Los Angeles, but I was able to do that in Africa. So the African Union is asking us to come back and to build with them and to unite with them. And that's what I want to put on your minds today is, even if you feel like you're not from Africa, that why can't you still do business and be friends with people in Africa? Why can't you visit there? You take trips to Europe or to Mexico or so. Why not take trips to Africa and see what they have to offer? It's a lot of beautiful, beautiful sites, developed homes. They have Mac stores, they have Apple stores, they have everything just like we have here in the US. Give or take, you know, they have electricity problems and some other infrastructure problems. But again, those are opportunities for us as the diaspora to come together collectively and invest in clean water or invest in reliable electricity to help our brothers and sisters, our global family in Africa. And then back to the sixth region with the diaspora. Now they were calling us the African diaspora, but now the African Union is calling us the global African family, global Africa, because Africa has truly gone global. The people were taken to North America, to South America, to Brazil. Brazil has the largest African population. And then the US is the second largest African population. So Africans were taken all over the world, and we truly are global Africans. And so that's what I want to say today. That's what I wanted to talk about.
All right. Any questions? Type your question. We already had you had quite a few questions already in comments. If you have any further questions or comments, type them in. Type them in the chat. Send your questions.
Mac asked, what was my our return on investment? I have an editor because I recently shot that last year in November, and I have an editor that's still editing on the music video. So I haven't even put it out just yet, but it will be coming out. Is there a website that provides further details? Yes, in regards to the info that you are sharing, I could give you my email, and you are free to contact me there, and I will give you all the evidence I have. I have tons of evidence to share. So you can reach me, Queen Mother Nina Womack, at transmedia360@gmail.com. And that's TRANSMEDIA360@gmail.com. I have a multimedia and marketing company, Transmedia 360, that is here registered in Los Angeles as well as in Nigeria, because Nigeria, Nollywood, back to business opportunities. I just read today on an email that Nollywood is killing the game when it comes to filmmaking. It is outshining any global film market. So Nollywood is now bigger than Hollywood, bigger than Bollywood in India. And so I'm so glad that I opened up a production company in Nigeria last year, and that I'm working with the creative community in Nigeria, because that is smart business sense, is building bridges with my African brothers and sisters so we all can be wealthy together. Say more about the global African family. Yes, shout out to our Brazilian brothers and sisters. We need them to unite with us too. Our Haitian brothers and sisters from the global African family. We got Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, so many Caribbean communities. We all are the global African family. Again, my email is transmedia360@gmail.com. You can find me on Facebook, Queen Mother Nina Womack. I'm on Instagram. I'm all on the internet. You can Google me, whatever, but I'm here to share the message and say, hey, let's unite with our African family. Let's unite with our global African family and be strong as one people. Yes, transmedia360@gmail.com. Yes, we did some amazing things before the transatlantic slave trade. That was just a very small piece of our history, and we need to go back further. You're welcome. You're welcome, Botanical Bro. Reach out anytime.
We want you to post that email. Can you put that your email in the chat?
Can I type it in there? I was
Yes.
trying to type it.
It didn't show. Didn't show up.
No. Can you type it in?
All right. Yeah. Let me see. Join the chat. All right. How do I do it? Right. Connect your email.
Oh, okay. I was on the comments tab. That's why I couldn't do it. Okay, let me do this.
All right.
I can do it now. I had to go to click on private chat. Queen
All right.
Nina Womack. I'm a proud African American.
All right. So don't forget to hit that like button, y'all. Subscribe if you haven't done so already.
So I think according to what's happening in California, will be for reparations. We're going to be designated as what did I say? Descendants of slavery, descendants of American slavery. I think that's what it is. Love you, Queen Mother. Talk about world. Okay. Okay. Is that Michael on there? Faith to Farm?
Faith to Farm. Talk about World Ag Expo and how we feed each other. You talked about that in one of your videos.
Yeah, I'm a humanitarian, you guys, in Los Angeles. I have a organization called Let's Be Whole, and we feed people. We recover surplus food from grocery stores before it's thrown in the landfill, and I give it out to the underserved because we want to take care of our communities and make sure they have access to everything they need. Only nations get nations rep. Why are they talking about giving it to descendants of slavery? They're getting ready to set up a freedmen's bureau. They're not talking about you have to be a nationality to receive reparations, but you do have to have proof that your family were slaves, and I do have the proof. So I would encourage you guys all to be ready for reparations by doing your genealogy and your DNA testing so you can have proof too. We are. So what are your thoughts, Brother Abdullah?
Oh, this is good. This was great. This is I love it because it spurred some very wonderful comments and questions, and you did a great job in answering and responding. Wonderful. We need this type of dialogue that would spur the conversations and and healthy in exchange. Wonderful.
I think it's called Descendants of Enslaved People. That's going to be our category. Descendants of enslaved people to qualify for reparations.
See, let me go back to the comment section. All right.
Descendants of enslaved people.
Sins of us. All right. Farm. Faith to Farm. California is the fourth largest economy on earth. If a nation state, we would be responsible. Slavery in California is a secret, and many too afraid. Right.
Okay. And then the Metu Netter, if you still on, I love all my Pan-African people, and so I see the Moors as an extension of myself. You guys, we are from the same family. I don't have any problems with Moors. I hang out with them. I've interviewed because I've had radio shows. I've interviewed Moors myself to get that perspective, that Moorish perspective of why you guys believe in, that what you believe as far as your nationalities. So I'm very familiar with the Moors. In Lamert Park. You can email me, but I'm based in Lamert Park. We have a strong Moorish community in Lamert Park. And I'm trying to think. I know you know who I'm talking about. I'm trying to think of his name right now, though.
Cosmo Hill.
No, his last name is Bay too.
Oh,
And he has blocks. He's about my color, and he travels a lot. Like to
oh yeah, I know.
yeah,
Severe Bay.
Sabir.
Severe Bay.
Yeah, I interviewed him about Moors.
Yeah, I know. I've known him for 20.
It
I've
was
known
funny.
him for about what, 25 years.
Yes, I
Mhm,
know Sabir. Yeah.
mhm.
Yes. Thank you, Metanucher. Descendants of enslaved people seems like anybody can fall under that category. You have to have proof, though. You have to have yeah, that's not. It's not gonna. People like say migrants, new migrants from Africa, they won't qualify at this time. You have to show a history in America that.
Oh yeah, well, of course,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely, yeah,
Yeah. No,
yep.
some January was saying anybody could fall in that
Oh
category.
no, no, no. Mm,
You'll have to have
that's not true at all. They wouldn't even.
mm-mm,
Not true.
mm-mm. You must prove lineage to a previous condition of servitude.
Yeah, right, of course.
I'm the guy with the crochet hats. Oh, okay, yourself. Yeah, yep. I remember those hats.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Yusuf is in the
Yusef. You met Yusef. All right.
Yep. He's
Yeah,
been
he's
in.
out in California. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So what do you guys think? Let's hear some more comments. Were whites slaves in America? Uh, I don't know. I mean, I heard that the Moors enslaved Europeans in Europe, back in the
Yes, Europeans. Michael Hoffman. They were white and they were slaves. The story. Michael Hoffman. They were white. They were slaves. He. There's documentation in the in the in the records, in the what's it called, the archives, in the archives that's not exposed to the general public in the textbooks.
Mhm.
The Europeans were worked hard. They were mistreated. All right. Let's put it this way. How the with the story about roots, that also applies to Europeans here. The story about roots being whipped and treated. Michael Hoffman, they were white and they were slaves. They were those Europeans were they were brutalized. They were, went without food and everything. This is an untold story. Europeans would, I have immigrants in chains and immigrants in bondage. They weren't, all of them didn't just come over here, free will. No. There was all of them did not come over here from Europe, free will. They were vagabonds. Those were vagabonds, of vagrancy. They were wrapped up, they were bounded in chains and packed like sardines and transported over here. Immigrants in chains and immigrants in bondage. I just want to, I like to give findings.
Mhm. Mhm.
So they received those harsh treatments here, that indentured servitude. And that whole thing, well, they were indentured. No. They're not telling the true story here about the Europeans. They're not
Mhm.
telling the true story here. So yes, to that question, yes.
And to answer another question, I just found a PDF book. I haven't read it yet, but I did find it. I think I want to say Booker T. Washington or one of our historians wrote it, but he wrote a book on black people that own slaves. So yes, blacks definitely own slaves as well, and we have not even brought that up. We talk about white people enslaving us, but there were definitely black people too. Yeah, there's a whole book on it. If you guys email me, because it's in my computer somewhere, but I can email it you the PDF if you want to read it. Someone said you holding your tongue tonight.
They're talking about me? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm not holding my tongue. Wow.
What is he saying? He thought you was gonna go in on me with the Moors versus
Oh,
African
I got you. I got you. I think, yeah, yeah. You thought I was, no, I wasn't. No, no, no. I
I'm
think
a
that's what
friend
he's,
to the Moor, you guys. I don't have
yeah,
no
she's my,
problem.
yeah, in fact, you know how we connected on the WhatsApp page. We went that on WhatsApp group page that once, because she was on, I think you was on quite a couple of them, Queen Nina. And I was on, I was on like 4 or 5 WhatsApp page, and I was communicating with brothers and sisters in Africa too. I was on like 4 or 5 different group pages, my brothers and sisters in Africa, and you were on one of them. And I think you had your phone number on, and I put your phone number down. And guess what? I didn't contact her until 3 months ago. I had her number for 2 years. And I didn't use her number until 3 months ago. And I texted her one night and asked her, would she be willing to come on would she like to come on my show? And she texted me back within 5 minutes. Yeah, I'll get back to you. Yes, I'm interested. I'll get back to you. And she contacted me a week later and to give me the date. Here he is right now. That's how that happened. They're serious.
Yeah, like you said, we can agree to disagree and to have different thoughts and so forth, so
Mm-hmm.
yep,
She on
that's
the show. She here.
exactly. The Irish came here to the US, they were poor and they got treated badly.
Man, they came here. Who said came? Who said came? Somebody said came. There's a difference between came and being. There's a difference between came and being transported, bonded in chains. That's a dip. Yeah, came, came means free will. This language, just by language. Came means voluntary, free will. Came. Being forcibly transported and bonded in chains. So that's two different. So it was no coming for all of them. It was forcefully and bonded in chains for quite a few of them. I just wanted to put the words, because the language is important. Because this is a story this is a side of history that's not told about them.
Mm-mm.
You know?
I've never heard it about Irish being slaves in the US. I never heard of it.
Yup. Oh, man. Oh, yes.
I never heard of it.
Michael Hoffman and a few others. Michael Hoffman's not the only one. You know, you have there were white immigrants in chains and immigrants in bondage. Man, I got referenced them in my most Macy Part 1 book. What's the author? I can't. Somebody Google that, please. We're immigrants in chains. I can't recall the author's name.
Thank you
Immigrants in
for
chains.
putting my email up. Thank you so
Or
much.
somebody. Oh, good.
Yeah. Please feel free to reach out and contact me. And like I said, I'm working on different projects in Africa, especially around agriculture and different things, the creative arts sector and stuff like that. So if you want to get involved and know more about the opportunities, see if that's something you would be interested in, get at me. As an African American, I have to look out for my people here and make sure that they don't get taken advantage of, that nobody does anything to steal from them or whatever. So I'm very, very protective as a queen mother to make sure that all of us benefit and rise together as global Africans. So holler at me.
Albert's from is in California too. Queen Nina.
Oh,
Albert,
okay.
yeah, he's out where you are.
Oh, nice. I'm in Lamert every Wednesday. You're welcome to come there. I'm there by 1:00 indenture
You hear
service.
that, Albert? I think he's in school too. He probably won't get. He's in school and work. Yeah, he's studying chemistry.
Oh, okay.
We
Okay.
we got intelligent, brother. Man, chemistry. I got a C in high school, man. That's a struggling C. And my daughter is sharp in math and science, man. Shoot, I was struggling.
Oh, that's good. That
Yeah,
is
I know, I know. Yeah.
that's amazing. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you was gonna go in on me either, because I know I know how boys be. They will go in on you. It's like,
Go in on your.
okay, we're gonna have to debate because I'm ready. I'm Queen.
Oh man.
But no, it's all good.
All right, we got. You want to address? All right.
Mhm.
You
Yeah,
see,
many
let's
slaves were
let's.
sent to the Caribbean.
You want to address this read? Yeah, some of these points I was not aware of too. I'm snap shooting. Hank is bringing up some good points here. I was aware of some, but this is some good stuff, Hank.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, I snapshot all that. I can send that. I can send you the snapshots. But I
In
did.
1607. Interesting.
Yeah, this is some good stuff he put up. Yeah, Hank is.
Yes, I want to look into this because
Yeah, I'll
again,
send it to you.
yeah, with my Hank, with my if you could hear me, with my genealogy research, my European ancestors came from Ireland to Virginia. So that would be interesting to know if some of them did come as indentured servants. I do know that they were some of them were slave masters, but the indentured servant is interesting. Yes.
Just research the Irish people and their journey. Oh yeah, yeah. Juicy Tribe. Oh yes, I've done that. Yes, it's yeah, they went through it too. Mm-hmm.
Okay, the Irish people. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It seems to be a human condition in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
humans, I just humans are something else to each other. We enslave each other, brutalize each other. Even in Africa, they doing it to each other. It's crazy that human beings can be so cruel to one another. Yes, Michael. I Send me your number. I was trying to call you. I couldn't find your number. Michael.
Michael, she wants you to send you her, want you to her, send you her number.
Alex said,
Or you
"Were
need to
the
send your
Irish
number to her.
became melanated? Were the Irish melanated?"
um, I don't know. I know the story. I mean, Michael Hoffman. He goes and just the document. He chronicles and presents. These are actually documents in the archives in the National Archives. See, if I don't know something, I'm gonna tell you I don't know, and I'm not gonna make something up. I mean, I
Right.
I know because that is not. I'm not doing. No way. I'm
Very
not. I'm not in the business of trying to impress people.
interesting.
If I don't, I want to present the because I want to present the facts. I want to present the findings. You know, I ain't
You
trying to
know,
impress.
in my opinion, I think that the southern states should be first in the line for reparative justice. Like Virginia, Virginia, the major slaveholding.
Oh yeah, Virginia was huge because that
Yeah,
was one of the largest. Yeah.
yeah. I think they should be first to have reparative justice for us.
Oh yeah, you got your website up there. I mean, your email, not your website. Do you have a website too? Since I said
Yeah,
website,
I do, but it's still in
it's
development. You could go to
development.
it, but it's
It's
still
still
being.
all right. It's your email.
All carbon-based life forms have varying degrees of melanin. True, true. Even white Europeans have melanin. Not as much as black people, but they.
Yeah, but I think they were talking about heavy. I don't think they were referring to just a little bit, like Donald. I think the question didn't be. I know that. I think they were talking about more visible, like like you and me type. Do they look like that? Do they look like me and you? I can't verify that.
I'm gonna read that When the World Was Black. I don't think I know about that book. That sounds good. That sounds
Might be some good gems in there. Yeah.
mm-hmm. Black people have, yeah, that's what I said. We're global Africans, and for the African Union to now acknowledge that and call everybody, yep, global Africans of African heritage, that's deep. When the World Was Black.
Yeah, you have what's the name? African presidents in early Asia, African presidents in early China, Wanoko Rashidi. I have African presidents in early China, African presidents in early Asia.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Russia had
Russia,
African,
Vietnam, Cambodia,
mm-hmm.
Japan, China. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just saw some Black Russians, like when Africans first migrated out of Africa. Some of them did, a population went into Russia, and yeah, they were very, very dark and moved to Russia. This was
Southern Europe. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, over 30,000 years ago.
Yep, Southern Europe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely. That is that. So that would be appropriate.
So I had a wonderful conversation, even though we had some technical difficulties, got off to a rocky start.
With the tech, but we went without technical difficulty, an hour and 10, 15 minutes. And it was early on. It was within the first 15 minutes.
Technical said Black Russian.
What's that? A comment?
Yeah, he said Black Russian. That's a strong alcoholic drink. Yeah, it's a drink called Black Russian.
And I never knew that. I never heard it.
It's a real drink called that.
Oh wow.
So he was playing on the name of the Black Russians out of Africa.
I got you.
The World Cup is coming to. Yep, exactly. A lot of action is going to be taking place in LA over the next couple of years, for sure. For sure.
Oh, the World Cup and the Olympics? When?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
A lot. And Rwanda, listen to this, you guys. Can you imagine Rwanda? The country Rwanda is now a major sponsor of the NBA, the Clippers, and I forget which football team, but they are sponsoring two sports teams in Los Angeles because they want to promote tourism for us to come to Rwanda. And they want to support what's going on here in LA. I thought that was big for an African country to sponsor two sports teams.
Oh yeah, Pushkin. Yep. Pushkin is a documented Ethiopian man named Pushkin documented the Russian language.
Oh,
interesting. Yep. I was doing that for years. Albert states that he knows you. He writes that he knows you. He said, Nina, you know me.
Okay, but Albert, I can't see your picture here, so I can't see. I'm sure I do.
Yeah, he's my complexion. I know that's
I got Patah on here. He's asking a question. He's my friend in Lamert, and I know you guys need to talk because he is claiming the nationality of being white, and he's darker than you. So he's saying that's a whole like white people that it got switched around. That
white's not a nationality. Neither is black. That's you talking about. That's Colonnades. That's Colonnades. That of using black, white, red, yellow. That's call it Francois Bernier set the structure. He began the format in his new division of the earth in 1684, and 1732, Carl Linnaeus added to his Francois Bernier structure black, white, red, and yellow. And then in 1795, Johann Friedrich Boombach, the German anthropologist, added brown as a fifth class, and also associated the word Caucasian with white. It was called. It was Francois called. It was Johann Friedrich Boombach that associated the word Caucasian with white. When you see one applications, white/Caucasian, that came in 1795. So, but that's how that began officially, as far as being officially used, as far as a structure and carried on even to this day. That goes back to Francois Bernier, Carl Linnaeus, and them, and Johann Friedrich Boombach.
Okay.
Yeah, and even the word color.
You may want to connect with Brother Abdullah, because him and some other people he's working with is working on their nationality and how to
take my number down, brother. 215.
Take his number down.
Take my number down. 215 300 5471. Text me. Yeah, text me your name.
You see, he asked, "What is E1 B1?" I don't know.
I didn't even understand it. I didn't. I saw it, but I couldn't even. I should have asked you, because I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what.
And I can't look it up right now because I'm on my phone. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Individuals of Jewish background have been initiated and served as priests in the Ephah or Risa lineages, most notably Philip John Neimark, a white American Jewish man who became a Babalawo. Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah. They are connecting to the culture too, for sure. The ancient religions. Yeah. Lua and led a U.S. House's background and role documented.
Some good comments and questions too.
Do you guys know about the Yoruba village in the U.S.? It's a Yoruba, an entire village. Did you know that, Brother Abdullah?
No.
You know the Yoruba tribe of Nigeria?
I knew about the Europe tribe, but you said it's where?
It's in North Carolina.
North Carolina. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, I know about the Yoruba tribe.
Yeah, they have a whole entire village made up of African Americans and Nigerians. Yoruba village in USA. It's called the Oyotunji African Village in South Carolina, and it was built in 1970.
Oh, you know what? There's one in there's a the what's it called, the Shrine of the Black Madonna, the Shrine Oyotunji. That's the owner's name. That's why I heard that name. Oyotunji is the owner's name of the Shrine of the Black Madonna, in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I think it's time for us to wrap up.
Oh, yep. We start a little late, but if you're done, we have.
We can hang out. You said it was before.
we actually was doing it. we didn't go live until almost 7:30.
I'm good. I can hang.
Well, I know Hank has to go to work tomorrow morning, so I think we pretty much we got it in real good.
Yeah.
So give us some closing remarks.
Oh, okay. Oh, I just saw somebody. A king was stabbed to death. Oh my God. I'm sorry.
A king was stabbed to death.
In South Carolina by his trans brother. Oh. Wow. Okay. So That was a bit much to end on this note, but anyway,
I know.
um,
Man.
let's just take a moment to breathe. Just take a breath and focus. Let it out. Take a couple of deep breaths. And let's just enjoy this moment with each other, fellowshipping, one mind, one spirit. We're just here together, fellowshipping and understanding and communicating with each other. Let's go back, when we get off this call, with peace and love and unity and respect for other people's cultures, respect for our own culture. Let's embrace the Africanness that is within us and outside of us. And let's be friends. Let's heal. Let's heal those past wounds, that past trauma. Let's let it go. Let's be proud of who we are as Moors, as Black Americans, as African Americans, however we self-identify. Let's be thankful to ourselves and to the Creator that we are here, that we have our own power, our own unique identity, and we can fully embrace it and love it and be at peace with it. We are melanated people, and we are beautiful, lovely people, no matter what our shades are, whether we're light, dark, in between. We are beautiful, melanated people. Ashe, amen.
Shay. All right. Thank you again
All
for
right.
gracing us with your presence.
Thank you. I hope to come back
Oh,
again.
absolutely. Absolutely. We'll put that on the calendar. Yeah.
Okay.
We can
All right.
probably, you know what, bring you back. You want to come back during Black History Month?
That'll be good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's do that. So let's put the date for February.
okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Peace and love.
Peace
Reach
and love,
out
everyone.
time.
Peace.